Right, so I was going to film this earlier, but it's just been a really difficult past couple weeks. So 2 weeks ago, I came back from Japan, and at that time it was a CDC level 2 country, so that means that you have to proceed with caution when going to that country. So when I came back, things were still fine. According to Tompkins County and Cornell, as 3 days after I came back, everyone that came from Japan, Iran, Italy, China, and South Korea all had to self quarantine. So on Monday, I went into self quarantine. I came back home on Tuesday morning, which is when I found out everything Monday night, and I just knew I need to come home right away. So I left Tuesday morning, and I came back home. So the first week was really difficult working with Tompkins County and Cornell, trying to get my academics straightened out because I was going to be missing 3 weeks of class because I missed 1 week in Japan while I was there for interviews. I had figured out the 1 week when I was doing my interviews, but these next 2 weeks were, I did, did not see coming at all. Last week, I was really fighting and struggling with Cornell to figure out a new plan for my academics because I wasn't really able to learn well because I'm more of an auditory learner, and a lot of my professors were telling me to look at other people's notes, which was not really helpful in my situation. I just don't learn well like that, especially taking classes like finance. And I also had exams, or we call them prelims. So I had to do my exams during this time. I had papers and homeworks that I rely on office hours for. So these are just all things that are not possible, and I did not miss for my own personal reason. It was because of the university. So doing that was very difficult. When I talked to Tompkins County, they always kept pushing me, telling me that I was coming from Italy and that I was coming from a CDC level 4 country, which was not right, and telling me that I was coming back. I came back on a different day than I originally was, and pushing back my quarantine day. So I was having a lot of problems with that. Risk management has also not been that helpful. It's been a really hard time, especially being Asian. People are not nice to Asians right now. It's incredibly racist. If you are on the train, people won't sit with you. If you go in the elevator, people won't go in the elevator with you. There's just acts of racism everywhere. People will yell, why like go back to your own country, things like that, and it's been a very difficult time. So a couple days ago, my university made the decision of putting all classes online. This is so difficult. I'm still stuck in quarantine. It's my senior year. It's my senior spring year, so I just want to be back on campus and be able to spend my last time with my friends on campus and have the last events. I wasn't there last year during the spring semester because I was studying abroad, which I'm so happy and lucky that I was able to do that last year. And then the year before that was my first semester, spring semester at Cornell, and then I transferred, so I was not there my freshman year. Trying to transition through that, and oh, I had plans to go to Austria, Slovakia to meet up with my friends from when I was abroad, and clearly that's not going to be happening now. That was planned for spring break, which is in 2 weeks. As of now, my university is moving to online as of beginning of April. However, that may change at any time at this point. I'm supposed to be going back to university on Saturday, so 2 days from today, to go to class for another 2 weeks. And but we'll see, because a lot of schools are already closed and kicking their students out within the next 3 days. But I still have classes that I need to be there for. Yesterday Trump just announced that they were closing borders with Europe. So basically, people from Europe are not allowed to come to America. And the only country that is excluded in that is the United Kingdom. So, but Americans are still allowed to come back to the United States. So that is a loophole there. It's not completely closed, the borders, but Europeans cannot come to America from Europe. It's been a lot. I'm still stuck in quarantine as this is all still going on. Cuomo announced a state emergency. I live in New York. I live close to the city. I live above the city. And they just announced a containment area zone right by where I live. Not directly where I live, which I'm very thankful for, but right near where I live. It is the epicenter of the virus as of now, and things are just shutting down everywhere. At this point, so many things have closed. As of today, Broadway just closed, Disneyland, Disney World, all of the Universal parks. So as of now, every single Disney park in the world is closed. They just suspended the NBA. They have, Tom Hanks has the virus. Schools in my area are now closed and will be moved to virtual learning as of next week. There's been a lot of changes within just a few days. I've been stuck in quarantine. Today's my last day. I get to be free tomorrow. However, when I leave, there's nothing to see outside. But my friend said yesterday, within the hour of our classes being online, within the couple hours she was in class, Europe is travel restricted, the NBA closed, and Tom Hanks has a virus. It's probably within like an hour or so. So things are rapidly changing right now. I can pull up the numbers of each country as of now. So the quality of this video is probably not very good. I just cannot figure out the best way of filming this. It's just been a really stressful time, and I can't even get my academics right. It's been a very stressful time. I don't know where to go. I don't know if I should stay here, if I should go back to school, but then if New York is in lockdown, it's just a lot. So as of now, China has 80,932 cases, Italy has 12,462 cases, Iran has 10,075 cases, Korea has 7,869 cases, France has 2,284, Spain is 2,277, Germany is at 2,078, the US is at 1,663, Norway is at 702, Switzerland is at 652, Japan is at 639. The thing that's been bothering me is that as all these other numbers have been raising, and for example, France, Spain, Germany, they have all been raising for the past 2 weeks, and they've been above Japan's numbers, but I was still in quarantine and they were never doing anything about those countries. And doing a lot of fighting about that with the Tompkins County was difficult. Always being pushed down, and it's been a very difficult past 2 weeks. And I don't know what's gonna happen next. The economy's dropping. Oh, yeah, the economy as of today has been the lowest since I think 1987, but let me just double check that. I'm just constantly on the news now. I never read the news, but I'm just constantly on the news. Well, at least it's definitely been the worst since 2008. I always saw somewhere that it was even earlier too. It's been, oh, 87. It's been the worst day since the 87 crash, which is definitely really bad. And because I'm a senior, sorry. Because I'm a senior and I need to get a job, that's been the scariest part. I need a job. The reason why I was in Japan was for interviews, but Japan may be in lockdown. The world is about to be in lockdown. China's finally starting to open back up, but they're limiting travel from the US at this point because the US is definitely a high risk area. And the way people treat each other is just horrible. If you're wearing a mask, if you're not even sick, people assume you're sick. It'd be horrible to you. It's been a hard time. And being in Japan a couple weeks ago, they were very fearful about this virus. Everywhere you went, there was alcohol to wash, to hand sanitize your hands. There's very clean. People were wiping everything. People are always washing their hands. Everyone's wearing masks. Places are pretty empty. People already practicing social distancing. There's no problem of shaking hands because everything's bows anyways. So it's been a very different feeling of how they're handling compared to coming back to the US and how it's been being handled here. It's definitely been very different, and I'm really excited for things to fall back into place. Everything's closing. I'm fearful of small businesses because those are the ones that are getting hurt the most. Um, my school's in Ithaca, so it's been estimated that about 4 million of sales will be lost because all the students are going to be kicked out. So it's definitely a difficult time for everyone out here. And yeah. On the positive note, at least my quarantine is over. People are coming together as a community. As of now, I don't even know if my graduation will still be held with commencement. I just want to hurry up and get back to campus and at least see my friends one last time because at this point I don't know when we'll all be together. A lot of my international friends are either stuck or fleeing to their home countries right away. It's very, very difficult time at this point, but I can't wait for it to come all better.